So our final week 6 NFL picks video. We have updates for injuries and stuff like that. Line moves we'll discuss, and we'll generate a card for a contest. Hopefully we go 3-2 or better like we have in most weeks this year. Before we get into everything, please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video, visit walterfootball.com for tons of football content, and visit the link in the description for the merch store. As always, I'm wearing something from the merch store. It is our March is Greed month t-shirt. And kind of fitting for what happened in the stock market today. But you can get this shirt as well as everything else in the merch store right here. We have a 20% off sale. Lots of options for t-shirts. We have, if you click on one of them, you could change the colors. You could change like the format. You could get like long sleeve t-shirt, hoodie, women's tank top, infant onesie. Like, there are a lot of options here. And you can get it right here. You get the mugs. You can get our famous apron. We have a baseball cap, our great Battle of the Horses baseball cap. So lots of options here. You can go to Amazon, buy my books. The most recent one is Jerks of the College Years, where I made fun of people. It's a lot of fun to write. I think you guys would have a lot of fun reading it. My first book was The Safety and a Field Goal, which is a top 5 list of football stuff. And mostly serious stuff, but some fun stuff as well. And then please consider super chats and super stickers. It's the best way to support the show. Kevin Kovac gave us like $40 or $50 worth of super chats, super stickers yesterday. So thank you so much, Kevin. And thank you so much, everyone, for contributing. You know, Slew, John Sanders, RMAC, Can't Make an Eagle, The Boss, Degeneron, etc. Sorry if I missed anyone, but you guys are so awesome with your contributions. It really helps keep the show going. So any further contributions would really be appreciated. All right, we are joined once again on a Friday night by Quacky T. Tom, how's it going? How's your week 5?
Week 5 was pretty average. We went 2-3 on our card. We had a real heartbreaker with Arizona, of course, and but I was very happy. I came on the show last week, and the play I liked the most last week was the Saints, and that did indeed come through. I actually almost. I didn't pull the trigger on it, but I almost entertained the idea of taking the Saints and Survivor last week, because I really just had a feeling. I thought that was a great spot. But yeah, looking forward to being here, man. We've had a lot of great interactions. We appreciate everyone being here. I see Jason Bantle here is saying he's going to be at the Bengals-Packers game. Yeah, Jason, I think I was talking with you in the comments. Thanks for joining, man. Yeah, and that's interesting you mentioned that, because that's a game of high interest for me. So that Bengals-Packers game.
Okay, well, I'm sure we'll get to it soon. Yeah, that'd be awesome. So have fun, Jason. That's really cool.
Yeah,
we lost on 2 like crazy touchdowns, by the way, or 2 crazy circumstances. Well, yeah, 2 touchdowns. Because obviously the Arizona-Tennessee game was known for the demarcado, or as Andy called them, abracadabra, on the show on Wednesday. So obviously it's like peak stupidity there to just let go of the ball shy of the goal line. But there was also that interception that was dropped and then kicked into the end zone and recovered by the one Tennessee player there. So there was that touchdown. And then on Monday night, you have Trevor Lawrence falling down, and then Chris Jones stops because he thinks the play is over, and Lawrence gets up and runs into the end zone. So like we could have been 4-1 if it wasn't for those 2 plays, potentially. So
it was a true calamity of errors, and that's how it goes. I mean, I try not to be that person that's always like, oh, like we're always getting hosed or whatever the case might be. I mean, you got to try to appreciate the good, like Battle of the Horses. We got the Colts. Like we caught a break there. Like that's for sure. That because I actually turned that game off after I saw the field goal miss, and I turned it back on, and I was like, oh wow, penalty. So yeah, we did get lucky there, but we've gotten unlucky as well. But that's how it goes. I'm interested to hear what you're into for Survivor. I've got 3 games.
Okay, we definitely got lucky in the Battle of Horses 2025 edition, but we also like I feel like that's the only game where we got lucky, from off the top of my head. Like this is gonna be boring content. We could run through all our picks and be like, did we get lucky here? But I think we should just look for week 6, and if we have time at the end, we can maybe do that.
Yeah, that's the only one that really comes to mind for me.
Yeah. How's the evening unwinding here tonight? And it's quite pleasant. Hope
you're very fair, like our prices. Yeah. No, welcome, Gold Pew. Thanks for hanging.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I don't know if you want to go first or you want me to go first. I kind of have a theme with my first few picks that
Oh.
I can get to, but if you want to go first, then I think you should go first because everyone's heard my opinions all week, you know. So if you want to go
Everyone's
ahead.
heard your opinions all week, and nobody wants to hear my opinion. Well, look, people know what they're getting with me on the show. It's more like I play more on feel. Like I can't break it, you know. I mean, I can on some level, but like break it down like you and Evan and Andy do, you know, and the greats like Jacob. I mean, I think I have some, like I've had some good calls, like
You
I've picked
have
some good upsets. The Browns, the Saints last week, the Browns over the Packers, and what was that, week 3?
3. Mm-hmm.
And then this well, that was an upset. They were favored, but that was kind of a, I don't know. I thought that was a pretty good call.
Yeah.
So so yeah. Anyhow, what was it? Where was I going with this?
I don't know.
I can't remember now. I've lost my mind. But let's get into this Packers and Bengals game, because
Okay.
I this was a game I was kind of afraid of at first, but I have an interest in the Bengals here, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here to tell you, like, and many of you have heard me talk about this Green Bay. Look, of course, I was excited at the beginning of the season as a lifelong Packers fan, but like, I wish I didn't have to say this team is overrated, man. This team is overrated. Like, that's a
Why?
big number for them to cover. And it's like, oh, like, here's the thing, like Cincinnati, like they're still like very much alive in their division, despite like how bad. Like, I think people might just be like, oh, like they're gonna play Green Bay off a bye, like Cincinnati's played so bad, and Flacco's, you know, like just showed up like an hour and a half ago. Like, this Bengals team is just gonna roll over. I don't think they're going to. I don't. And I don't know, like the Packers offense, as I mentioned in the first couple of games against the Lions and Washington, the way that offense, like the momentum it had, you would have thought that they dropped like 1.5 times the amount of points that they actually did. They just don't strike me as a team that's like really going to step on your throat. And I don't know, like I think Flacco could probably be an upgrade, even though he's only been there for like 3.5 days. But I don't know. But I really like the Bengals here. You know, I just don't have enough faith like in the Packers offense, like to really to cover such a big spread. So I'm not saying I like definitely want the Bengals, but if you're interested in it, I'd certainly consider it for the card, actually.
I don't have any interest in this. We saw Joe Flacco against the Packers. Like we know what he could do. That was week 3 that you called this one. But it wasn't Flacco who beat the Packers. It was Judkins' great running. It was Cleveland's great defense. And the Bengals don't have a running game and they don't have a defense. In that game, Judkins was 18 for 94 and a touchdown. Flacco, however, was 21 to 36 for only 142 and 1 interception. So he was kind of a liability even. And so now he's going to a new team. He has no chemistry with these guys. He's going to have a worse offensive line. I know Cleveland's offensive line is not great because they had issues at tackle with Conklin being out, but Cincinnati's offensive line is certainly worse than Cleveland's. So Flacco, who likes to bomb it deep, is not going to have time to bomb it deep. And then Jamar Chase, by the way, popped up on the injury report. Now he was DMP with an illness. He's expected to play, but you never know. It would suck to take the Bengals and then Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, I guess, he's ruled out. It's like, oh man, that sucks. And then
Yeah, you're right. I would say.
Yeah. Jason bringing up lots of Packers injuries. Well, Zach Tom and Aaron Banks, the 2 guards who have been missing games recently, they're both questionable. They're both limited all week. So it's much better than before when they were DMP all week. Now they have a chance to play. We'll see if they can suit up. I know their left tackle is also he's questionable as well, but he's had some limited practices as well. The one injury for the Packers that really stands out is Devontae Wyatt. He's out once again. But Parsons, who was in and out of the game against Dallas, he was not on the injury report at all. So I assume that he's going to be completely healthy. And I don't think this line's high. I think this line's actually maybe a bit too low because the Packers. I mean, you said I guess it really depends on how you feel about the Packers. Like I think the Packers are one of the 6 best teams in the NFL, maybe 7. They have an amazing defense. They have. I'm not a huge fan of Jordan Love, but he's at least solid. And they have a great running game. If Zach Tom returns, they have a good offensive line, and they have some weapons. Not one amazing weapon, but they have Tucker Kraft, Romeo Doubs, for example. Matthew Golden, maybe he can get going. Like they have some guys who are like semi decent. And so and they're really well coached too. I really like Matt LaFleur, who has an amazing regular season record. And if you look at how teams favored by 14 or more have performed in October, they are I believe they are 25-17 against the spread, dating back to 2000. Someone might look at this number and just not think about it, and be like, oh, 14.5 too high. I mean, the 2 touchdown favorites have normally covered in these situations. It's not like 100% guarantee or anything, but what's 25 and 17? That is about 60% cover rate. So not to say that this is automatically a 60% cover rate because the other games were, but I just think it goes to show that you could take the Packers without being worried about laying 14.5. Now in the Circa Million, which we are in, the line is 14.5. And it's 14 in the Super Contest, which I'm in both. So I think I'm inclined to take the Packers at -14 in the Super Contest and not take them 14.5 in the Circa Millions, just because I like other games. But I do like the Packers. I'm going to be betting on them. Not a lot, but I will be betting on them.
This brings to mind the 2011-2012 season, the Packers, the year after their Super Bowl win with Aaron Rodgers in Super Bowl 45. Remember, they went 15-1. And the one game they lost that year was to the Chiefs, who had they just fired their coach.
Yeah,
I want to say, I think Romeo Crennel was it that stepped in for that game to be. I can't remember. But anyhow, that was Green Bay's one loss, and the quarterback for the Chiefs, if I'm not mistaken, was Kyle Orton, who had already played against the Packers earlier that season with the Broncos. He got traded midseason. So he played them twice, and that was the only loss. Kyle Orton led the Chiefs to a win.
Yeah,
and so this time we've got again, as you mentioned, not necessarily because of Flacco at all, but he's already beaten this team. I don't know. I think there's got to be there's certain at worst it's neutral. I don't know. This just seems. I don't know. I know this team. I just feel like I know Green Bay. Well, 2 years ago, remember, I would double jinx myself because I was always wrong about him.
Was that last year or 2 years ago?
No, that was 2 years ago.
Was it? Okay.
But
I remember.
I don't know.
I thought it was more recent.
I could see this being 24-14 or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just haven't seen Jacobs really hasn't gotten going this yet this year. I mean. Am I really confident? I know the Bengals defense is bad. I know they're a terrible team. We've capitalized on it, I think, most of the last 3 weeks. But I don't know. This feels like a weird spot. I'm not super confident that Green Bay can hang a ton of points necessarily. Maybe they I could see 24-14. I think that's definitely more likely than 35-0 or I don't know.
Well, I'll push back on Jacobs. At least he had 157 yards against Dallas, and 2 touchdowns. So I mean, he had a big game.
Yeah, but it took him he didn't have a good first couple games. I guess that's true. I rescind my.
Yeah, and I think that might have to do with the guards who've been out. And so if at least one of them's back, it's going to help. If both are back, I think he could have a massive game here. I think he could potentially lead the NFL in rushing this week. The Bengals are terrible. The Bengals are a horrible team.
I know, and we've read them very well almost the entire year, except for that Jacksonville game that we should have. There's another one where we got hosed.
Yeah,
but feel otherwise we've read the Bengals pretty well this year. I
Yeah.
don't know. It just seems like or like 27-14 or something. I could see.
Well, by reading the Bengals well, we faded them every week. That's what you mean. We haven't bet them once. We've
Yeah,
never
but
been.
we were wrong when we picked the Jaguars. I'm saying that's the only time we were wrong in our.
Well, we weren't wrong. Like our handicap was correct. We just didn't get the correct result. Like I think you have to think of like, did we handicap this game correctly? And like, given that the Jaguars were winning the whole game, and even like you could say like Burrow got hurt, but the Bengals weren't doing anything with Burrow. He's taking hit after hit, like, and he didn't do anything week one either because that offensive line is just so bad. Like you just can't back horrible teams like this who can't block. Like the Bengals just can't block. And the Packers have Parsons. Like this could get very ugly. And the Packers haven't won since week 2, which is kind of crazy. Like given how dominant they were to start the year. Like they're going to be focused for this game. Like they're coming off a bye, and I know Jason's talking about how they haven't had much success after a bye. I don't think that means anything. It's such a small sample size. You can't it's like a 5-game sample size or 6-game sample size. Like it doesn't really mean anything. Like you have to kind of think like LaFleur, we know, is at least a good coach. He has a really good team. You would think that good teams coming off a bye have more of an advantage than bad teams coming off a bye. So I think the Packers can make the most of this and it's kind of like put their foot on the throat of the Bengals here and just beat them very easily. I don't see how the Bengals are going to be competitive here. Like Flacco has no chemistry with his new receivers, and like Chase didn't even practice today. So it's like, and I know everyone's like, I hear is like, oh, Baker Mayfield had that one time where he got off the plane and won a game. Well, I mean, Baker Mayfield's much better than Flacco at this stage of his career. Like Flacco's done. Like Flacco hasn't done anything in the last 2 years. He's had no good games in the last 2 years. So like this is not Flacco from 2023 who got the Browns to the playoffs. This is Flacco who just looks decrepit for the past 2 seasons. So and he's not going to have an offensive line, whereas like the Rams at least could block. The Rams have had usually a really good offensive line, and Mayfield is playing against the Raiders, who are perpetually terrible. Like he's going against one of the best defenses in the NFL here. So Flacco is much different situation.
Yeah, and look, I mean, I just feel like the first 2 weeks, like here's how I feel. Like, yeah, like outside of the Dallas game where they had some great offensive production, of course, but like I just like those first 2 games, like I just remember feeling like as a Packers fan, everyone's like, oh, like they're so dominant, and like it's like, and they were like against the Lions and like against Washington, but I just felt like they should have won by a lot more than they did. And I just kind of kept that in my back pocket. I'm just saying, I don't know. I need a little more convincing on my own team. I have a weird feeling about it. So maybe I guess we'll just let it go then.
Yeah, Flacco's never had anything close to this kind of weaponry. Well, he's never had this horrible of an offensive line. I'll say that. He's like for years he's had great offensive lines in Baltimore. Last year with the Colts, he had a really good offensive line. The Browns, not so much this year, but in 2023 they had a great offensive line. Flacco for years has had great protection in front of him, and this is going to be the worst offensive line he's ever had. So that's it's going to be a big problem here. I don't really see him doing all that well. And in fact, like we know he struggled against the Packers already. I just don't see how he improves. It's not some young guy who has upside anymore. He's super old. Is he 40 already? How old is Joe Flacco? He's 40. Yeah, he's 40.
Oh, wow.
He turns 41 at the end of the season. So
that's so weird. He's still younger than that's my age, man.
I know.
I'm 39.
I mean, that's when you feel old, is like when they're like, this guy's so old, and they're like, wait, I'm older than him.
There's this. So I go to the gym a good bit, and the guy that like this guy that works there, he plays on like the semi-professional like football team, I guess. Mm-hmm. And I told him, because I played 1 year of football in school, and I was a really good long snapper. Like I was a great long snapper. So I was just like kind of joking with him. I was like, yeah, like if you need a long snapper next season, let me know. And then he was like seriously asking me. Mm-hmm. And for a split second, I was like, hey, maybe I could do that. Absolutely not, man. I think like I'm just like my body wouldn't be able to take. I think like one hit, like I could like really be like hurting.
Yeah,
I don't think like my body's just too old like to. I think like you wouldn't realize how hard those players like actually hit.
Yeah, that's true.
Did you ever play football?
Not like
Like for your school or anything?
no, because I was on the swim team. I was captain of the swim team
Oh,
in
right,
school.
right.
But I did play like intramural football. Were you on the intramural football team when we lived on the same floor? I can't remember.
No.
Okay, because I wasn't on the but when there was like someone was out, they asked me to play. I was like because I didn't sign up right away, but I was kind of like the fill in sort of.
Mhm.
And I like on the first play I ever had, I false started. I felt like an idiot. I just I wasn't ready for it. I don't know. Like I was so excited. And like I just started running. I was like, wait, oops. Didn't say hike.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I worked with this kid years ago at Domino's, and he told me that he was I think he played defense too, but he was also the holder, like for a
Okay.
field goal for his varsity team. And he told me that there was a game where like they had it's high school football, so like the kicking game is going to be like probably shaky at best, like with the exception of like some of the really really good kickers. But he told me, he's like, one time the team had to line up for like a game-winning field goal, like as time expired. Like they were losing by like 1 or 2, and this was going to win the game. And he had to hold it. He was the holder.
Mm.
And I just asked, I was like, were you nervous? I was like, how nervous were you? He's like, oh my God, dude. He's like, I was so nervous.
That's funny.
Like it's such like an unsung, like they should like, I think, am I imagining this, or did they start keeping that stat? Like they should keep like a good hold stat, because that's a position that like you're only ever you expect it to be correct 100% of the time, and you'll only get recognized when you do it like wrong.
Yeah, but if you do it like wrong once, you're still gonna have a high percentage. It's so hard to like, just have a good like stat for that. And if you screw up enough, you screw up a couple times, you're just done. Like there's no like professional holder, right? Like it's always it's always something else. Like a team doesn't just have a holder on the team.
Oh no, I
know what I mean?
know that. I know that. But
so just give the job to someone else at that point.
Well, and to finish the story, my coworker there told me, he's like he put he put it down, a good hold, kick was good, they won the game. So I was like, dude, that must have felt great. He's like, yeah, I was so scared. Like he was like, do not fumble this. Like, be horrible. I would want to do that.
Well, I wrote.
Go ahead.
No, I wrote in my book. I wrote about how I hung out with Robbie Gould for one night.
Oh yeah.
That was it's a good story. If I'll put it on the screen here for a second. In the Jerks of the College Years, I spent a night with Robbie Gould. And it was a crazy story if you haven't read it. So, yeah. I actually asked him, I'm like, do you get nervous? And he had an interesting response. Let's just say like the ending of that night had a crazy twist to it. So.
Yeah, he had a pretty good NFL career too.
Yeah, so, he did. What's crazy was that like he wasn't even that good at Penn State. Like he was just an okay kicker.
Really?
But then
being pretty good.
He wasn't like an amazing kicker. I don't know. I don't know. In my mock drafts, I never thought that like, hey, this guy could be good in the NFL. Then I mean, he was awesome for many years.
Yeah, he was on the Bears and the Patriots. Yeah, right.
Was he on the Patriots? I mean, Bears obviously for a long time. I don't know.
And then the 49ers too, right?
49ers. Yeah, that's right. Okay. My game here. What did you say?
Sorry, we go off on tangents on the Friday night show. That's just how we do it. It's a little bit.
Yeah, that's part of the experience here and the WaltFootball.com After Dark show Friday night. I said I have a theme for my first few picks, and the theme is horrible teams coming off a win, which is generally a good fade spot. I looked at like how teams have done coming off wins, and I looked at every team, and generally the teams that cover at the highest rate coming off a win are usually like the best teams, like the Chiefs and the Bills and the Eagles, etc. Steelers, Steelers not so much, but they're still in like the top 10. The teams who have done the worst are the horrible teams like the Titans, and we bring up the Titans here. The Titans are at the Raiders. They won that crazy game, a game they didn't deserve to win really, and but still, like I'm sure they were celebrating and stuff like that. And the Raiders are, -4, even though they're 1-4. So I'd imagine that like, the public bettors who haven't really touched this game yet are going to look at it and say like, oh, how do you bet the Raiders here? And so far, 60% of the bets are on Tennessee. So we got a publicly backed underdog here.
Wow.
But the Raiders are like their schedule has been so difficult so far. Now they beat the Patriots in week 1, and at the time I don't think anyone thought that was impressive at all. But ever since then, the Patriots have been 3-1. They won in Buffalo, and their one loss was that Pittsburgh game where they fumbled away the game. So that win looks more impressive. And then, as I mentioned last week, they had this crazy traveling schedule where they had to go East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast, East Coast. I think that kind of played a factor in some of their losses. I think last week they're probably exhausted with the Colts. So they played the Colts. They played the Chargers when the Chargers are full strength. They played Washington. Like, so many tough games here for the Raiders. And the one soft team they played with was the Bears. And they lost that game, but they outgained the Bears by a lot. Like, they were the better team by far. And here we have the Raiders at 1-4. Their backs are against the wall. I think this is kind of like do or die for them, like especially for Geno Smith. Like, if he struggles again, they might just pull the plug and just go with someone else. Pete Carroll's, I know you don't like Pete Carroll, but he is a good football coach, and he should be able to like kind of help right the ship against this horrible Tennessee team that can't stop the run. And I think this is going to be sort of like the same game we saw from Ashton Genty in week 4 when he went nuts against the Bears. I think Genty's going to have a big game. Now Brock Bowers is out, which kind of sucks, but I still think the Raiders are the right side here. I like him quite a bit. Any thoughts to this game?
I like him a decent bit too. You could probably talk me into putting him on the card. My cousin was saying he wanted to take the Raiders in Survivor.
You could do that. I don't think that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think so. This Titans team. I mean, geez, I think I need therapy after the Titans Cardinals game. So sorry to my condolences to others like me who got knocked out of one of their Survivor leagues with Arizona. I mean, this Tennessee team, we saw them play Houston the week before. They're absolutely dreadful. They're dreadful. I'm sorry. Yeah. And like, look at the calamity of errors that they had to, be the beneficiary of in order to beat a Cardinals team that's shaky at best. I like the Raiders here, and I don't have anything against Pete Carroll. I just can't stand the way he's always chewing that gum, man. I can't believe Denteen never did an ad with him. That would have been great. Would have been perfect.
Yeah, it's true.
Remember the winter fresh gum? It was like, it's 98.6 degrees inside your mouth. Ugh. Mm-hmm. But inside a winter fresh mouth, that's much cooler.
Yeah. I remember that. I haven't seen that commercial in years. I remember.
Yeah, man, that's vintage 90s ads there.
Yeah, I used to chew winter fresh. Do they still even have that?
Oh yeah, I used to get the pack of like 5, I think it was, for $0.25.
Okay.
Down at the Kmart.
Yeah, I didn't know they still had winter fresh.
I mean, I haven't looked for it, but I should look, because I can't think of a time I've seen it recently.
Yeah, I don't know. It still exists. I'm actually Googling it. Yes, it's still manufactured. Okay. All right.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, I didn't even. Yeah, I haven't thought to look for it either. So that's it's interesting.
When I was a kid, there was this like campground that was in like the back of my like housing development, and they had like this little arcade there and like a little general store, and like those are the only 2 places there. They had like this little mini golf course.
Yeah.
That we used to go to. So like I walked down there, this is like 1995. I'm like 9 years old. And I went down there, had $1 in my pocket, and for some reason I had a nickel too. I had 5 cents. And I went to buy an ice cream bar, and it was 99 cents. And I was 9 years old. I didn't have any concept of sales tax. And the old man working there, he's like 106. And I gave him the 105, and I didn't, I'm 9 years old. I didn't know what to do.
Right.
And he's like, I thought he was going to let me go, because I'm a little kid. And he just goes, "You owe me a penny tomorrow." So yeah. I marched back there the next day and gave the guy the penny. And I'll tell you what, I think that guy like maybe instilled a little responsibility in me as a kid.
Yeah. It'd be funny if you didn't pay it back and like he sends you an invoice now. It's like with inflation, it's like $20. I know that's not true. It wouldn't be $20, but like it'd be funny if like he that actually send you an invoice. It's kind of like the Seinfeld.
Yeah, he's able to track me down.
Yeah, the Seinfeld library book episode.
Oh,
where George
Bookman. Yeah,
for like
yeah,
3 decades, he didn't bring back
yeah.
a book, and he had like
Tropic of
50 dollars.
Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love when Bookman's monologues are. He could have won an Emmy or whatever award that is. Just not. I mean, I think those awards are dumb, but in a manner of speaking, he should have won like an Emmy or whatever award they give for that performance.
Yeah. You guys remember the Doublemint twins? Yeah, I remember the Doublemint twins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I remember all those gum jingles. Big Red, longer with Big Red. That was that was a good jingle too. Juicy
Yeah.
fruit. Remember the people get your skis shined up, grab a stick of juicy fruit. Well,
Yes.
how much advertising can go into gum? I mean, are that many people? I guess. I mean, if they or otherwise they wouldn't be in business.
I chew
I mean,
gum a lot.
That commercial probably cost a lot of money for a 25-cent pack of gum.
I chew
I
gum
mean,
a
they must
lot.
be
Look,
selling them by the boatloads.
chew gum a lot. Look, we got Spry gum here. We got Trident.
Oh wow.
Melon here. We got I think we got more. I think somewhere. I have a lot of like nonsense in this drawer, but oh wow, gummy bears. I didn't know. I do have gummy bears in here. Let me see. I probably have some more. I don't know. There's a lot in here. There's a lot of stuff in here. Anyway.
I didn't know you're a gum connoisseur, Walt.
Well, the Spry gum, this thing actually has xylitol in it, which is supposed to help your teeth. Because I have terrible teeth. I always get cavities. It's horrible. I'm gonna need I'm gonna need 2 extractions. I actually went to the dentist on Thursday, and the dentist was like, I have option A and option B. You're not gonna like either. I'm like, which one do you want? I'm like option C, please.
Option A or option B, you're not gonna like either, dude. That's brilliant.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal. So
Big Chew, like Big League Chew.
Yeah,
their Grits Blitz. Thanks for joining.
Well, real fast, like so it's either I have to get 2 extractions, which is like $5,000, or I have to get a root canal and 1 extraction, which is going to be like 3,500 or something. But like the root canal, it's going to fail eventually. It always does. Like, like 10 years down the road, 15 down the road, you're like, I'm going to have to get extracted anyway. So I'm like, I might as well just do both. Yeah, so anyway, so Big League Chew reminds me of my friend who, like, we were just playing cards one time, and he brought over Big League Chew, and he's like, do you guys want any? I'm like nah, and no one else wanted any, and he's like you guys got to step up to the plate and get some Big League Chew, and just kind of like advertising it to us for some reason.
That's good. Yeah, Big League Chew was gum. The teeth whitening gum, yeah, it probably doesn't actually do anything, right?
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, it's like, oh, the teeth whitening gum, that's all well and good. At least there's no proof that it actually works.
Yeah.
You think there's someone's like, I'm chewing the Dentine teeth whitening. It's like, look at like maybe somebody.
Yeah, Gatorade gum, 5 seconds, and that's it. Yeah, I'd say that for the
that and Fruit Stripe.
Fruit stripe that like disappears in eventually. The Trident gum I just showed you, like that lasts forever. Like it'll last like an hour. It's really good, and I'm not even sponsored by them, but I feel like I should be.
Yeah, I know, especially after this.
More.
Did I tell you the story? I had I have one of my close buddies. His his supervisor at one of his jobs once, like they were like. They go out on the road and they do jobs, and like they're allotted, like they'll travel and like stay in hotels like for his work, and like they're allotted a food budget, and like they don't care how you spend it, like that's how much you get for per diem, like spend it however you want. Mm-hmm. So like sometimes like we'll get snacks like for the for like the convention that we work and stuff, and this supervisor wasn't going to reimburse because my friend bought gum. And he was like this guy was that cheap. Like he wasn't going to reimburse the gum because he's like, that's not food.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. So my friend like quickly was like, oh, I swallowed my gum. And he's like, oh, and he's like, it's like, dude, reimburse the gum, bro.
Seriously.
For like $1.29. I mean, come on. That's what you're gonna haggle about.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Remember Lloyd Braun and the gum on Seinfeld? Yeah. That's one of the best Seinfeld episodes.
Yeah.
Jerry, Lloyd says it's no problem to get the gum. Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Serenity Now. Asked about the bone graft. Yeah, the last time I got an extraction, I got bone graft first, and and then everything else. So it's like you don't owe $5,000 all, like right off the bat, but eventually over like 6 months or so, you owe $5,000, which is so ridiculous. There's got to be like easier way to do this. I don't know. Like there should be technology that allows you to grow teeth. Like, pull the bad ones out, grow teeth, and you're fine. Like they just rip you off so badly. It's terrible.
Why don't we just all get dentures? If we just normalized it, then everyone would have nice teeth. We wouldn't have to matter.
Yeah, I mean, look,
you have to worry about.
You have to get all your teeth pulled. That sounds terrible. Yeah.
No one's gonna do this.
No, it's not.
Yeah, just stick to your fruit stripe gum, guys.
Right. Anyway, you're up. What game are we looking at here?
Oh, okay. Let's see here. Okay, where should I go? Okay, I don't feel like super strong about this one, but like, can I interest you in the Seahawks? Because I don't know, man. Like, I feel like I keep waiting for the bottom to fall out with like the Seahawks, but like they played like decently well, and I think this Jacksonville team is certainly not as good as their record indicates. I mean, look at what they had to look at all there. Here's another one. Look at all the things that happened, and they still beat the Chiefs. I can't believe we lost that one. That was another heartbreaker.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I don't think that the Jags are as good as people think they are, and we've seen what their coaching is capable of too. So I don't know. Like, I'm not ready to trust them in the spot. I kind of like Seattle here. I don't love it, but I wanted to see where you were on it.
Yeah, I'm pretty neutral to this. I don't trust Seattle either. Like they couldn't beat Tampa at home. Tampa's not great. Like Tampa hasn't beaten anyone by more than 3, and they couldn't win at home. Like they beat the Cardinals. Like whoop-de-doo. Like they beat the who they beat? They beat the Cardinals. They beat the Saints, and who was their other win? They're 3-2 right now. Pittsburgh, who they're not good either. And like I know that they like winning on the road, like on the East Coast time zone is, it's not like easy, but still the 3 teams they've beaten aren't that impressive to me. So the Jaguars are
conference on the road though.
Yeah, right. That does favor Seattle because they are Mike McDonald's 3-0 against the spread in these early games. I would lean towards Seattle. They have some injuries though. Their top 2 cornerbacks are going to be out for this game. One of their safeties is going to be out for this game. So they have 3 starting defensive back not going to play. But like I don't like the Jaguars either. I really don't like either team here. I think they're both overrated. Richard's pointing out Seattle's a lot of injuries on defense. Yeah, they do. It's a wicked long trip over Seattle to Jacksonville. And it is, but at the same time, Seattle's done well in these East Coast games at 1:00. So even Pete Carroll's a really good record in these East Coast games too. Not so much this year with the Raiders. This team sucks, but.
Hey, real quick, before you made your first pick earlier, and you said I'm going to have a theme going, and you said like fade like the bad teams. I thought you were going to be like, I have a theme. Only animal teams. Okay, here we go with like the Seahawks. Like
that's some 60-year-old secretary at the office who wins the office pool because she picks all birds.
All birds, all horses every week.
Oh,
you do that, you can't lose. Wait, there's only 2 horses. Never mind.
Well, Broncos and Colts both covered last week, so maybe you're on to something.
I'm telling you, it works every time.
Right. I learned today elephants have 6 sets of teeth in their lifetime. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Jason pointed out grow teeth, WTF kind of horror movie. Like when you're a kid, you lose your baby teeth and you grow adult teeth. Like, I feel like there should be medical technology that's like you put a laser in your mouth and you grow teeth again. I don't know. Feels like it's doable at some point in the future.
Yeah.
Anyway, so for this Seattle Jacksonville game, I'm not like
okay.
You said you didn't like it that much either. So
yeah. I wanted to see if maybe you were like into Seattle too, and like could kind of convince me further. But
No, I'm not.
Oh.
I'm not. All right, let's stick with my theme here. The next game is Patriots the Saints. Patriots are -3.5. Now Patriots are coming off a big win in Buffalo, obviously. So it's not like the most ideal spot to take them. But I don't think they're going to be like Atlanta, which is like laid an egg at Carolina, because Atlanta's not well coached. Raheem Morris is not a good football coach, or the head coach at least. Mike Vrabel is an awesome head coach, and I think that he could get his team rallied here. And the Saints are also coming off a win. So another horrible team coming off a win. The Saints may not have Alvin Kamara in this game. He's limited all week. So there's that. And I just think that New England is just so much better than the Saints. The Saints won last week, but they were able to benefit from 5 turnovers from the Giants. So they were pretty fortunate to win this game. And I think matchup wise, this is pretty brutal for the Saints, because the Saints want to run the ball, because they can't have Rattler doing stuff like Rattler's a disaster. So like they have to have a good running game going, so like Rattler doesn't just self-destruct. The past 2 games they played against bad run defenses. Buffalo can't stop the run at all. And then they played against the Giants, who have one of the worst run defenses in the NFL. And so they've been able to move the ball. The last time they played a team that was good against the run was Seattle, and they just got walloped in Seattle. The Patriots are 8th against the run. So I think this is a good matchup for the Patriots, especially if Kamara doesn't play. That's kind of like, Kamara's not the best runner, but as a dynamic backfield weapon, he does he does a lot of stuff in that regard too. So I started the week off as 0 units on the Patriots, because I was worried about their spot. But the more I think about it, the more I think they're the right side. I think that they should be able to handle the Saints pretty easily. And we've seen them cover against bad teams all year so far. And I know small sample size, but they covered against the Dolphins. They covered against the Panthers. And I think they should be able to cover against the Saints here. What are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I like the Patriots too here. I think I've read the Saints, I think, pretty well. I really liked them last week, as I mentioned on the show. I liked them in that spot. I had them on one of my super contest picks on my my individual entry on my bookie the week before against Buffalo. So here's the thing: I think we see the version of New Orleans. Look, they've given some, I know they're 1-4, but I don't know. I think at least Rattler, I don't know if I want to call it gutsy, but at least they've hung in every game, or at least they've been pretty close, with the exception of the one exception being that game against Seattle. But I don't know. I think we see the version of them that we've been expecting, and seen to some extent, of course. But I don't know. They've definitely played better than I thought they would this year, is what I'm really trying to get at. But I don't think so here. I think I like the Patriots as a survivor pick as well. I don't really think this is a bad spot for them, even coming off the big primetime win against the Bills. I don't know. I think the Patriots could win this game pretty easily, and the Saints are going to look like just as bad as I thought they might at the beginning of the season. So,
okay. So where do you stand on this?
We can put it on for sure.
Oh, for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You like it that much?
Yeah. I think it's not one of my top plays, but it's probably 3rd, 4th, or 5th. I think maybe 6th. Actually, probably 4th.
I like it a good bit. Yeah. It's one. I'm trying to decide between 3 different survivor picks. Even though I was kind of saying, even though I was saying I like Cincinnati, I do like Green Bay for survivor, and then the Patriots are the second team I would consider this week. So
okay. Really, no one else. I feel like that there's a couple other candidates that we could get to later too.
Oh yeah, I was going to bring. Oh, you want me to tell you now?
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, I like the Superchargers.
Yeah. Yeah. We can talk about that game too.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. Go ahead and pick the next one there. Sorry.
Well, it's your turn. I don't want to steal your thunder.
Oh, is it? Wait. Oh, yeah. You did pick the Patriots. Yeah. Well, let's take this. The San Diego Superchargers. I think they maybe got as we know, I really like the Giants. I took the Giants money line when they lost to the Giants. Suddenly I said going into that Giants game, they were kind of fat and happy. They were 3-0. All their wins were against teams in their division. So now I think they kind of need to step on the gas here a little bit. And this is a great team to do it against if they want to rebuild their confidence a little after 2 straight losses. But I think they win easily. I really don't see what this Dolphins team is such a joke. They're absolutely blacklisted. I had texted you, Walt, last week, and I brought it up on the show as I kind of liked it. I liked it a little more previously before the show last week. But I really like the Dolphins for a little bit against the Panthers going into it, and they blow. How do you blow a 17-0 lead to the Panthers?
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
Rico Doodle runs for 206 yards.
Oh, Rico Doodle Dandy, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that guy. Yeah, I know. Doodle Dandy went for 200. What was it, 206 yards?
Yeah.
Huh.
How's that happen?
How do you blow this? The Dolphins are blacklisted, man. No way. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it would have to be an Arizona Cardinals meltdown or adjacent for the Chargers to lose this one. I think they should win this pretty handily, and they're my third pick that I'd consider for Survivor.
Yes, I like them here too. Where do you like them as a definite for the card or maybe for the card?
Oh, do you like them a good bit? Yeah,
I love the Chargers this week.
Oh, okay. Super. Yeah. Oh, remember the song "Coming Your Way"? They're going to dazzle you with our play. They better dazzle us this week.
They better. Yeah, they better. Yeah. I trust Jim Harbaugh. You know, he's one of the best coaches in the NFL. And by the way, he's 10-2 against the spread in East Coast 1:00 games. So he kind of knows how to win out here. But you're right. I mean, they lost 2 in a row. They have to get their butts in gear. And Jason asking how they've been since Joe Alt got hurt. Well, they played 1 full game and they lost to a good Washington team. They're playing against one of the worst teams in the NFL here. The Dolphins couldn't even beat the Panthers. And yeah, they led 17-0, but 2 of those touchdowns came on Bryce Young turnovers. So if Bryce Young doesn't do you see that game? Like Bryce Young just Bradley Chubb was coming right at him, and Bryce Young just dropped the ball. He looked like if you watch those nature shows, looked like a zebra just laying down because the lion's coming around. That's what he looked like, And I thought they were just cooked at that point because Bryce Young was just giving the game away. But no, the Panthers came back and the Dolphins' only win this year is against the 0-5 Jets. That's it. It's the only game they've had. The only game they won. So this is a horrible team, especially with Tyreek Hill. Jason asking how have the Chargers done without Joe Walt? How have the Dolphins done without Tyreek Hill? I mean, yeah, they beat the Jets. The Jets fumbled all those times. If the Jets didn't fumble all those times, the Jets may have won the game. But but we know how they did against the Panthers. They blew a 17-0 lead that was kind of gift wrapped to them, and then they could score. They could only score 1 touchdown after that. Their offense sucks. They can't block. Their offensive line is awful. And it's in my points of the Chargers offensive line, it's how are the Chargers going to block? Well, I ask how are the Dolphins going to block? The Chargers have a better pass rush than the Dolphins do. The Dolphins have one of the worst pass rushes in the NFL. They only have 70-something pressures through 5 games, which is awful. And it's just weird. They have some big names. Oh wow, who's your dog likes the Chargers too, I guess.
Yeah. Sounds like that's a sign.
Yeah,
go ahead, keep going. Just give me 1 second.
So anyway, I like the Chargers here. The Dolphins can't block, and the Chargers can get after the quarterback. Also, the Chargers are going to have Denzel Perriman back from injury. Perriman's so instrumental to the run defense, so they're going to be better against the run. Not like the Dolphins can run anyway. Achane does all of his damage as a receiver out of the backfield. So let's see here. Johnston's questionable. Whatever, they have several other receivers. That's fine. Hampton's out. Running back is such a replaceable position. It's fine. I mean, look, you talk about injuries to the Chargers. I would point to the Dolphins, who have been playing Storm Duck's backup at cornerback. This team sucks. This Dolphins team sucks. They're so poorly coached. Jim Harbaugh can coach circles around Mike McDaniel, and especially it's not a must-win game, but it's kind of have to win game. It's if they lose this game, they just lose everything they did at the start of the season gets deleted. Those divisional games they won, they go to 3-3. So yeah, I like the Chargers quite a bit here. One of my top plays this week.
All right, yeah, let's put them on the card.
Let's do it. All right. So yeah, we have 2 definites in the Patriots and the Chargers so far. Let's get to the third game in this theme. And I'll preface this right now. Like, I don't like this one as much, but I think it's I want to hear your opinion on this, because I think it's kind of interesting. Cowboys are -3 at Carolina. It was 3.5. So there's been sharp money coming in on the Panthers. Now, the Panthers are a horrible team coming off a win. But I think you can make the case that like the Panthers aren't like as bad as the 2 teams I talked about already. You know, you have the Titans and the Saints, I think are worse than the Panthers. Not that the Panthers are good, but still. And the last time we saw the Panthers come and win, they got blown out at New England. So same thing could happen here. You know, Dak Prescott's playing out of his mind. Dallas is going to get at least 1 offensive lineman back, maybe 2. Like the big one is Tyler Smith, who didn't play last week, but he might be back. And yeah, you might be like, okay, Dallas won despite all those offensive line injuries, which is true. I don't know how sustainable that is. Like, they played against the Jets team that just quit. It was just so embarrassing how horrible of a game plan that was. But Dallas has a lot of injuries too. Like, their top 2 cornerbacks were limited all week. Like, they may not play. One of their linebackers is out. The defense, we know how bad they are. Once again, CD Lamb's out. Kamonte Turpin's out. Someone in the chat earlier said Ryan Flournoy season, and I think that's true. Flournoy is like such a great option in DFS this week. But like Dallas is just so shorthanded here that like if Carolina were coming off a loss, I'd feel so much better about the Panthers here. But they're not. Like, they're coming off a win, so that's why I think this game's like tricky. And whereas like I want to bet the other 2 teams, I want to bet the Colts and I want to bet the Patriots. I'm not as eager to take Dallas fading Carolina off a win. But then again, you know, I can see it either way. So do you have any take on this game?
Not really. I mean, it would be Dallas or nothing. I can't back the Panthers.
Yeah, me neither.
This is not really a game that was kind of on my radar. I mean, I don't know. I really have no interest in this one. But if you really want, you know.
No, I don't want. I just wanted your opinion.
Okay, yeah.
This is the last game in the theme that I was talking about.
Oh yeah. We're switched to animal theme or something afterwards.
Yes, we'll switch to odd letters themes.
Theme of the week.
Yes.
All right, let's see here. What are you guys talking about? New Orleans. I used to do some work in New Orleans.
Yeah, my girlfriend used to live in New Orleans. She went to Tulane, and down there I rented a Jeep, and this is like before Uber and stuff. Which, like, if I went later, I would definitely would have gotten an Uber, because I guess because Katrina, like, a lot of the street signs were missing, and I just didn't know where I was going. Like, even on major streets, like, there'd be a lot of traffic. I'm like, what street is this? There's no street sign. Like, how do I get anywhere? Like, I got so lost down there. I had fun though. Yeah, my girlfriend down there, but still, that was my one complaint about New Orleans. I just did not know where I was going.
Yeah, it holds a special place in my heart. I used to work for this company. We did security for conventions and trade shows and concerts and sporting events. It was, and I worked in the office, but I would do hiring and scheduling too. And we used to hire, like, they have a convention center there in New Orleans, the Ernest Memorial Convention Center, and scheduling for New Orleans, that was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life.
Really?
Because, yeah, like, I remember, like, if we needed like 30 security guards, like, we needed to staff and like schedule and like talk, like, contact 30 people, like, hey, you're going to be on like this day, this time, like, meet here, like, coordinate all that for 30 people. But like, if we needed 30 people, we would like hire and schedule 60. I'm not exaggerating one iota. Right, like double what we needed. We were hiring and scheduled double what we needed and still be short.
Wow. When
it came around, and that's just the way it is, man. And that's just the way it is. And it was interesting. The place gave me a different perspective on life in a way. I had some good times down there, but not like super crazy times. I would never want to go there for Mardi Gras, not a chance.
Yeah, I'm not a big crowd person
Yeah,
either.
neither am I. One time, and I guess this makes me a curmudgeon of sorts for feeling this way, but like I remember maybe like 10 years ago or so, this girl was telling me, I just kind of met her. So she was telling me like last year I went to Times Square like for New Year's Eve. And
Yeah,
it's like, am I supposed to be jealous of that? Because I am not. That
yeah,
sounds like it sucks. Could you imagine going to Times Square for New Year's Eve? I know here some people go in there wearing diapers and stuff.
it's terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like what? Why? Just to be close to the ball or something? You're going to stand out there for what? Like probably. I mean, this is probably a conservative estimate, like 18 hours.
yeah, it sounds
You
awful.
think to get a spot? Like what? And it's oh yeah. And by the way, it's New York. Like Times Square, New York City. Like in in the dead of winter, it's freezing. Like you want to like why would you want to stand? I guess I'm just not fun. Like there's no way I could stand out there that long. Like why would I go somewhere and like have to wear a diaper? That's what the people do because if they move and go to the bathroom, they'll lose their spot.
Yeah,
It's like
I'd say
you're gonna crap yourself just so you can stand out there in the freezing cold. Like I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just not fun.
I mean, that doesn't sound like fun though. It sounds like you're a logical dude who just like this is stupid. Um, you know, I think people do it just because they're told that it's fun to do, and they just do it, and like people don't think for themselves. I talked about before. There's a book called what's it called? It's about like homoclites and heteroclites, and how like people just like the homoclite people are just in the box thinkers, and they just like they can't veer out of it, and like those are the sorts of people who go to Times Square. Like because they're just told it's fun. It's kind of like the Lego Movie, the one with Will Ferrell.
Mm-hmm.
Like the guys who are like, oh, I watched the Pants Show, whatever. Like that's the sort of people who go to Times Square. The heteroclites who can think outside the box, they're like, this is stupid. I'm not going to do it. Have fun wearing a diaper in the cold for 18 hours. I'm going to do something that is not as tedious and is actually fun.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I just don't like to wait in line anymore, man.
Oh, that's the worst. Yeah.
I mean, like I'll go to an amusement park every now and then, but like I'm telling you, like my top wait time is like 45 minutes, and
Yeah.
we ain't going on the ride. We'll come back later
Right.
because it's
Yeah.
just like some people wait like 3 hours for like the roller coasters. I just I'm not that interested in it.
No, I'm not. I don't like that stuff either. Like I'm willing to pay more for like the fast pass or whatever it is. Not that I haven't been in a theme like amusement park for a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
Although that's not true because I went to Sesame Place just for my kid, but it wasn't for me. It's for my son. So
Yeah. Did you hear? Tell me if you heard this. This just happened here in Orlando. Well, yeah, here in Orlando, like at Universal Studios, there was someone died on a roller coaster. But
I think you told me about that.
did I? Yeah, did I mention it last year? Yeah, like it's a pretty interesting story. It happened last month. I think the ride is back up and running again now, but it wasn't like you know, it was like the ride didn't malfunction. Like he didn't like the harness didn't come up and they flew from their seat or anything. But I guess this guy like was a paraplegic and he was on the ride and like when the car came back, he was still in the car, but like it said like it was a very vague report, like he had like blunt force like trauma.
Mm.
So like they're trying to figure like what happened, but it's like I don't know. It was a whole thing, but it wasn't because the ride malfunctioned.
Okay.
I don't know. That would be hard. I'm kind of scared to like. I used to love riding on roller coasters. When I was a little kid, I used to be really scared of it. And then once I turned 8 years old, I wanted to ride every roller coaster possible. And now as I get older, I've gone on some of these coasters, not that often in the past 5 years. And after I get off of them, I just think to myself, I don't need this. I don't. I'm too old. I don't need this. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd still go maybe, but
Yeah.
the visits to these theme parks are few and far between for me anymore.
Yeah. The book I was talking about, by the way, is called The First Rate Madness. Anyway,
Yeah, I read that. I'll probably
Yeah,
recommendation.
it's a good book. It's a good book. It's talks about how like the most of the best leaders we've ever had, like not just in America, but throughout the world's history, where had like mental illness and stuff like that. Not like severe mental illness, but like some mental illness. So yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, that's why I'm such a genius, huh? What just?
no, I didn't say anything.
I think it got cut off there.
Oh no.
Well,
No,
Chris Blitz is not a big diaper guy.
yeah.
Huh.
You know,
Oh.
I think if we do our 24-hour live stream at some point in the future, I think we might have to consider diapers.
Oh
Maybe.
yeah,
Yeah.
because the fans aren't going to give us a break on that 24-hour stream for bathroom break. They're not going to cut us any slack. We got to be here. We vowed 24 hours. We got to be
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, I think so.
That'd be horrible. What would we like announce? Like, we are wearing diapers too. Like, what? Are we allowed to like move from the camera?
What do you mean?
Like, can we get up from the camera? We have to sit here for 24 hours straight. Like, can I be like?
I mean, if you have like a standing desk, I think you could do that.
Well, what about food? Like, do I have to like? I just need to know if I need to hire somebody else for this 24-hour stream to like bring food to me, or could I be like, let me order a pizza or something, and the pizza delivery guy's here.
Well, like, if you have a girlfriend or wife at the time, whenever we do this in the future, like just have her. I'm sure my wife would be pissed that I'm doing this, first of all, but she
24-hour stream. Oh my god.
Yeah. But I'd assume she would help me out. I hope. I don't know. Probably not. Let's face it, probably not.
Oh my god. Yeah. Hey, we could definitely do. I think we've done 6 hours, not here on the show, but
yeah, election night, we had it was 7, I think it was 6 or 7 hours that I did. I can't remember. Maybe it was 5, because the election coverage itself was 3. I think it was 5 hours. So the election coverage was 3 hours, and then we did a pick show for 2 hours. So it was 5 in total.
That's awesome.
Five and change. Yeah.
That's a good one. We've been doing 3-hour bangers though.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll make it that long tonight, but we'll see.
Yeah, right. I remember the election stuff was over, and then like Evan came on, and I'm like, Evan, can you just talk for a second? I gotta go to the bathroom. I've been sitting here for 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's just so brutal. The key to a happy life is sometimes pissing off your wife. Sometimes, not all the time. Just sometimes. Yes, thank goodness Democrats didn't win. Yes, although I hate both parties, but Democrats are worse, I think. Anyway,
what do we got? Who's up now? Is it my turn?
Actually, I think it's my turn.
Yeah, go for it.
You said Chargers.
Yeah, well, go for it. Connect 4.
Let's go to the other LA team, the Rams, at the Ravens. Now, I like the Rams. I think anytime you get a backup quarterback who sucks, and Cooper Rush is not an amazing like backup. But actually, you know what? It's what I did today. Damn it! I got to reload this. What I did today, Evan and I were talking about Jacoby Brissett. Now I know that this is not does not have to do with this game, but Jacoby Brissett, like we were talking about, we're kind of arguing like how good of a backup he is. And I was like, I think he's like a decent backup. I think he's a good backup. I'm not saying like he could ever start like for a long period of time, but I thought like, oh yeah, he's a pretty decent backup. And Evan was like, oh, he sucks. So I actually I did a search on the like all the quarterbacks who've taken at least 50 snaps dating back to 2020. And I just wanted to see how they all did. And there were 101 qualifiers. So out of 101 quarterbacks, Jacoby Brissett is actually 40th. Right in between Colt McCoy and Gardner Minshew, which I think most people would agree those are like good backups, but guys who should never start. And I think that's kind of like where Brissett is. Cooper, I want to see where like Cooper Rush is. Cooper Rush is 56th. So definitely worse than Jacoby Brissett. So my point is that whenever you have a backup quarterback who's not like an elite backup, going against a top 10 defense, you should want to fade them. And we had the situation last week, and I'm just kicking myself for not putting the Texans in the contest. I almost did, and I kind of chickened out. But you had Cooper Rush going against Houston's defense. We saw what Houston's defense did to him back in 2024 on Monday Night Football. They blew him out, and he was terrible in that game. And once again, he was awful against Houston's defense. Now we have the Rams here. The Rams are a top 10 defense. They are currently what number are they? They're seventh. They're seventh in defense right now. They have a great pass rush. They're good against the run, so they should be able to hold Derrick Henry to limited stats here. And it's just to make Cooper Rush's just his experience like pretty brutal here. And we have the Rams are also coming off a loss, so on national TV with extra rest to prepare. So you have like a great coach. I think Sean McVay is a great coach personally. So whenever you have like a great coach with extra time to prepare, like you have to look that way. And especially off a loss. So like, that McVay is going to have a great game plan prepared for Baltimore. Whereas like Baltimore, it feels like, they're just kind of like waiting for the bye week to get over for Lamar Jackson to come back. It's like, I don't know if they're going to give up because like they kind of gave up last week, but like they could be like, okay, we get through the bye, we get Lamar back, we'll be ready to go then. And they have a lot of injuries now. It's not going to be as bad as it was last week because they're going to get Kyle Hamilton, Marlon Humphrey back. But and Ronnie Stanley, like those are three great guys to get back, but still they have a lot of holes from injuries and stuff like that. And obviously no Lamar is very huge. So also as a benefit here, we have McVay is 10-6 against the spread in these East Coast games too. So he knows how to win in these sort of games. So let's see. I just read the Rams are 5-0 against the spread as road favorites since last year. Yeah, it's another good reason to take them. The one caveat here, and Evan talked about it last night, is the weather. It looks like there's going to be rain and like 20-mile-an-hour winds. But I think that actually benefits the Rams because it's going to benefit the better running game. And yeah, it's kind of crazy to say like Derrick Henry is not the better running game, but like with no Lamar Jackson and the Rams being good against the run, whereas like Baltimore is, I think, let me see where they are against the run. They're 31st against the run. Like there's only one team worse than the Ravens against the run. And you have Kyron Williams who's going to want to make amends for the mistakes he made on Thursday Night Football. I think the Rams are in a great spot here. They're the far better team. Great matchups all across the board. I love the Rams. They're one of my top picks this week. Yeah, how much do you like them?
Yeah, boy, was I wrong about the Ravens. I mean, I didn't love the Ravens, but I did kind of like them. I thought, oh, well, I don't know. I thought maybe they'd still be able to keep it close just because we've seen how bad the Texans offense has been this season.
Yeah.
So, I thought maybe hanging on to some of those surprisingly good performances from Cooper Rush back in the Dallas days. But yeah, I was really wrong about that. I have no faith in this version of the Ravens, especially after that. So the only thing that and I like the Rams coming off the long week. And then there's some redemption in mind, as you mentioned, I think. The only thing that kind of concerns me, like the Rams, like they really blew that game against the Eagles. They were losing to the Titans at halftime. So like, sometimes I wonder, like, I don't know. I'd put them like B. Well, you don't like to do the plus minus, but maybe B plus. Like,
yeah, they're a B team. I agree.
Yeah,
but the Ravens without Lamar and all those guys are enough. Rich is saying that a lot of defensive players coming back. I only saw two. I saw Marlon Humphrey and Kyle Hamilton. And remember, they may not be healthy. Like we saw Matt Milano come back from the Bills last week. He was not healthy, so we don't know what version we're getting of these guys in their first game back. So keep that in mind.
Interconference on the road. We love that.
I don't even know if that's a winning proposition, but
whenever I say it, I mean we're going to be on the good side of it. That's all. Whatever that means.
Yes, right, exactly. Just say stuff and then
exactly. Yeah, I'll to make it sound like I'm a genius. So.
Yeah. So how much do you like the Rams? Good, like definite, maybe, or not?
Maybe leaning towards definite.
All right, I'll put it atop the maybe list. So let me do that. Okay, so we have two definites and two maybes. I say atop the maybe list. There's only one beforehand. Okay, Rams. What are in the contest? Is it 7 or 7.5? It is 7.5 in the contest. Okay. Well, it's not the ideal line because it's 7 right now in some books, but maybe that keeps people off the Rams, and there are going to be fewer people on it, and maybe that puts people on Baltimore, and we get to have like a 2-game swing here. The weather's too crazy to bet. 40-mile-an-hour gusts, heavy rain. Well, first of all, remember that we have no idea what the weather is going to be because the meteorologists have no idea what the weather is going to be. It could be sunny for all we know. It may not be any rain. The weathermen are always wrong. And actually, real quick, I heard someone say it's like the weathermen, all they do is lie to you, and I was like,
Huh.
what? I was like, yeah, they just lie to you because they try to sell stuff, like they
Yeah.
try, like they're in cahoots with the grocery stores, like, hey, it's gonna be terrible, you got to stock up,
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
yeah. So I don't trust these people. I'm sure I'm not. Look, I'm sure there's many good weathermen, but I'm sure some of them do lie. Anyway, and the second thing to remember, if there's heavy rain and heavy winds, it benefits the team with the better defense and the better running game. And the Rams have the better defense, the better running game. So,
You're anti-meteorologist, huh?
What'd you say?
Are you anti-meteorologist?
Yeah. It's like it has to be a good name for it. Like in Seinfeld, they had anti-dentite.
Oh
Like
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
anti-meteorites,
anti-dentite. Yeah,
anti-weatherite,
anti-meteorite.
Yeah, I know. These guys are always wrong. Like, I say this all the time when we're handicapping football games. Like, oh, what's the weather? Let's see. Oh, okay, it's gonna be this. Like, these guys don't know what the weather's gonna be. We have no idea. Like, it may like we might get some rain and like some wind, and it's not crazy. Or they could be right. Maybe there's heavy rain, heavy wind. We don't know that. We won't know that until like an hour before kickoff, because you can't predict the weather. We've seen that. If you could predict the weather, the weathermen would never be wrong, and they're always wrong. So
I could do it, huh?
You'd be like Eric Matthews.
Yeah.
one of my favorite storylines from that show, and just like they just completely forgot about it. It's like very like I don't know. The writing on the show is awful. It's fresh in my mind because I rewatched it because the Pod Meets World podcast, which like Sean, Eric, and Topanga did. The actors they were doing it. It's a good podcast. But I had to stop watching it because we lost our Disney Plus, as whoever we're stealing it from started being against Disney, so we couldn't do that anymore. Yeah. So anyway, all right. So this is on the maybe list. You're up here with your next picks. So where are we going?
Okay, let's see. Oh, give me the Chiefs, man.
Yes.
They're begging you to take the Lions here.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. I mean, this Chiefs team obviously has fallen far below expectations, and so far this season, I cannot believe that they lost that. Not only did they lose the game, but they, more importantly for us, blew the cover. They left too much time on the clock at the end there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. Mahomes never does that.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know, but this seems like a spot that, especially, is the money on the Lions.
Oh yeah, this is the number one public side of the week.
Oh wow, okay.
Everyone, not to interrupt you, sorry, but like, everyone is on the Lions. We had Will Compton, who used to be a guard for the Saints. He posted on Twitter today. He's posted a screenshot of the line. He's like, "What do the sportsbook know that we don't? How are the Lions? How are the Chiefs favored?" So this is what people are thinking. Like, oh, Lions underdogs. What? A free bet, free money.
Yeah. I don't know. It seems very, very trappy to me. I really like the Chiefs on the spot at home, coming off a tough loss. I don't know. Detroit, I think is they're definitely. I thought like you, they were maybe going to have a little bit of a letdown season here, but well, I mean, after you go 15-2, I guess it's chances of that happening or hitting that bar again is difficult on its own, but. I don't know. Like, I feel like they haven't really played a whole lot of strong competition either, maybe.
Right.
So, like, on the road here. Oh, interconference on the road.
lot of it.
Yeah, so give me the. I really like the Chiefs here in the spot. Vegas is begging you to take the Lions here. It looks like to me.
Yo, yeah, yeah. It's like those promos that you see. It's like, hey, bet this, bet LeBron James over half a point.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like, oh, that's a bad example because LeBron's hurt now, but
yeah.
it's
Well,
the same sort of deal. It's like bet the Lions, like sign up for a sportsbook, bet the Lions, free money. That's what this looks like. I think the Chiefs are super obvious. Like, I don't think that Detroit's that good. They're a good team. I don't think they're that good. Their wins, are against the Browns. Are you impressed by that? Are you impressed by their Bengals win? Are you impressed by their Bears win, where the Bears were on the short week? What about the Ravens? Oh, that was a good one. Except the Chiefs beat the Ravens by more.
mm,
The Chiefs, by the way, have gone against the Eagles, the Chargers, the 4-1 Jaguars, and the same Ravens team that the Lions beat, and everyone was impressed by the Lions. But yeah, the Chiefs like crushed the Ravens. Like, that wasn't even close. I know Lamar got hurt, but that game was a blowout by the time Lamar left the game. Like, it was so lopsided. And the Lions have a lot of injuries, like a lot of injuries. They have their top two cornerbacks are out. It's possible. It looks like their top two safeties are going to be out too. They're going to be down all their defensive backs. Like a whole new secondary is going to be playing this game potentially. Their left tackle, who didn't play last week, sounds like he's going to be out. You have a weak interior line that Chris Jones should be able to dominate, and like, I'm sure Chris Jones is hearing it that, like, he quit on the play. He didn't quit, but he just thought the play was over. And so he's going to want to get back into it. And the Chiefs are, they're facing 2-4 here. Like this, they have to get going here. And coming off a loss. You have the best coach in the NFL, the best quarterback in the NFL coming off a loss. I think this is super obvious. I think this is Chiefs all the way. So it sounds like a definite on our card, I think.
yeah, let's put it on there.
All right. We got 3 definites and 2 maybes. So we could at least know that we have some sort of card here. Okay, let me look at decide where I want to go. Let's start with the international game.
Oh
Broncos.
yes, I love this. What time does it start? 7:30 in the morning.
7:30 for the Broncos. Yeah, brilliant coaching. And wait until next week. We're gonna get the Rams. 6:30 a.m. Playing against the Jaguars. I would say this: the Broncos have played in London 4 years ago. And they were 4-point favorites, and they covered against the Jaguars. No, sorry, they're 3-point favorites against the Jaguars. They covered by winning by 4 against the Jaguars. So that didn't bother them then. I think something like that's overblown, just because like the Jets are also in a terrible spot here. Like 9:30 a.m. is not an easy start time, because think about it, these guys have to get up hours beforehand, like several hours beforehand, to get to the stadium, start warming up, put on their pads, etc., get like a pregame meal. Like I don't know, are they up at 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. like for this? Like this is not easy for the Jets either. So like I don't think Denver is like is in this difficult spot. And they're playing the Jets too. Like the Jets, who just quit on their coach last week. That was so pathetic. I don't know how they just rally here. And usually these international games they usually go to the better team, as long as that team's focused. And the Broncos coming off that win against the Eagles, where they came back, I think you can make an argument saying that they're not going to be focused. But this is an international stage for them. This is not like they play in London or overseas every year. This is like twice a decade at most for them. And a lot of these players have not done this. Like Bo Nix has never played overseas. J.K. Dobbins, I don't think has. Cortland Sutton. I guess he was on the team 4 years ago, but still, it's only second chance. The other young Broncos receivers have never done this. Many of the other players haven't done that either. So like this is kind of like fresh to them. This is their chance to prove that like they're a legit team on a national stage. So I think they'll be amped up for it. I think it's like a special game for them. So I like the Broncos. The only thing that bothers me is that this is an international game, and like they can get wonky at times. But I do think that the Broncos are the right way to go here. It also bothers me that I'm not going to watch the first half of this game because I refuse to wake up. But yeah, this is Broncos or nothing for me, and the Broncos might make my card. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in a similar boat. It's Broncos or nothing, but I don't know. I feel like I always zig and zag mostly at these international games the wrong way, and I feel like they're like almost always boring, low-scoring games. So I don't know. The Jets looked, it's funny. As bad as they played, even at the first half, I think it was like what, like 10-3, or like I think they were only down like
Yeah,
7 or 10, and
close
then they
though. Yeah.
fumbled like in the red zone, and then it was just over from there, and it was just absolutely pathetic display. That was really disappointing. I liked them a lot last week. I thought that was a good spot, and I was dead wrong.
Yeah, they had that. Did you see that one play where the Cowboys had the ball at, like their own 30 or something, or 25, and it was like 30 seconds left until halftime, and the Cowboys just ran the ball, just running, just wanting to run the clock out, and Javonte Williams breaks for 66 yards,
Oh
and
yeah.
yeah, the Cowboys scored a touchdown after that. Like this like that's the sort of level of effort that that the Jets had last week, and I don't know. They just don't seem to be well coached at all. Like Aaron Glenn looks like a disaster. I even asked Evan, I'm like, if they lose like 52-3, I'll ask you if the Jets lose 52-3 here, something like that, something embarrassing. Does Aaron Glenn get fired? Because we tend to see a lot of
Ooh.
coaches get fired after these international games.
I'd have a hard time seeing that. Not yet. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know. The Jets could very what they're 0-5, right?
yeah,
They could pretty easily be two, not pretty well, rather easily be 2-3.
they
You
could. Yeah,
know,
yeah.
but I just there's no way. I mean, what do I think is going to change against a team with a much better defense as opposed to them playing Dallas last week? So I mean,
Right.
I can't back the Jets. They're blacklisted for me after that performance. So I mean, you might be able to talk me into Denver, but
All right. Well, I'll put it in the maybe pile.
okay.
All right, you're up with your next pick.
All right, what do we got here? Da-da-da-da. Okay, I'm kind of interested in the Bucks -3 here. I don't know. I mean, Mac Jones, he's injured. Yeah, they're coming off a long week, but I mean, a lot of for as well as they played the 49ers against the Rams on that Thursday night game. I mean, they got pretty fortunate with some of the fumbles and some of the turnovers that the Rams committed there at the end. I mean, they definitely should have lost that game. They almost blew quite a lead there. I just don't have a lot of confidence in the 49ers, especially with their injuries. And I really like this Bucks team. I'm probably a little higher on them than you are, maybe, but I know they haven't won by margin. But I don't know. I think this is like to me. I think the Bucks are way too easy. I think they could win kind of handily here.
It could, yeah, I can see it. I think Tampa is the right side. I do. Evan, do Evan and I have that on our card? Yeah, we do. Evan and I have Tampa on our card.
Okay.
So I'm comfortable with taking Tampa. The one thing I would say is that they haven't won by more than 3 this year. Like you said, margin, like they haven't won by more than 3 this year, and
Mm-hmm.
this line is 3. So
Fair.
that gives me some pause. However, this line has moved to 3.5, so sharp action has moved in Tampa's favor. So we're getting a good line at -3. And the Niners they have a lot of injuries. Like it's insane, and like everyone knows that. But like their starting quarterback's out, but their backup quarterback, as you mentioned, like he's banged up. Like I'm sure they're going to play him, but he may not be 100%, and that could really like hurt him. But yeah, they have injuries all over the place. The receivers are all banged up except for Kendrick Bourne. They have a lot of defensive issues. Like Nick Bosa is out, obviously, and their defense is not nearly the same without Bosa. And they have a couple of defensive tackle injuries too, so they might struggle to stop the run. Tampa is great against the run, so they should be able to limit McCaffrey on the ground. And McCaffrey's going to have a great game as a receiver, as he always does. But that's the Niners they've gotten so lucky in some of these games recently. The Rams game, like they were outgained by a wide margin. Like the Rams dominated that game, but the Rams made mistakes like the Corum fumble. Kyron fumbled. Kyron got stuffed at 4th down. It's basically a turnover. Like the Rams just shot themselves in the foot, and the Niners are lucky to win that game. They should have lost that game. They should be 3-2 right now, coming off 2 straight losses. Losing to the Jaguars and then the Rams. So they're 4-1, and I think that's very misleading. So I think that they could be faded here for sure. If you love this game, we could put it on the card. This is not like one of my favorite games, but I do like Tampa.
Okay. Yeah, we can put it on the maybe for now.
Okay. Okay, Tampa -3, maybe. So we have 3 definites and 4 maybes. So let's. What is the next game? We only have a few to talk about. So we have not talked about Browns, Steelers, Cardinals, Colts. We have not talked about the 2 Monday night games, and that's it. So we haven't discussed 4 of these games yet. And I don't really like any of the 4. I think of the 4 that are remaining, I think I like the Redskins more than any other team. The Redskins are just a lot better than the Bears. I don't understand why this line's only 4.5. The Redskins are going to get Sam Cosmi back, like one of their best linemen. He's been on IR, but he's due back. We don't know for sure if he's going to be back, but he's been practicing fully, so sounds like he has a good chance to return. And Chicago's defense is so terrible. Like they can't stop the run. Ashton Jetty had his only good running performance against them this year, for example. So like Krosky Merritt just coming on. It's like good timing. Jane Daniels another week to get healthier, so that's also nice. Bears can't rush the passer at all. They're missing their top corner. It just feels like Washington should be able to win this one easily. But this is not a big bet for me. I don't know. Like there's just an unknown factor of Ben Johnson. Like even through 4 games, like what if like he used the bye week to like really strengthen his team? Like I don't know. We might see a different Bears team come out the bye. So what are your thoughts on this game?
I don't have a lot. I mean, I like Washington here too, but I'm not really in love with it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not one I really looked at all, to be honest with you.
Okay. All right, we can move on then.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at the other ones because I'm kind of in the same boat as you. Bills and Falcons. I don't have much of an opinion. I mean, the only I might have some interest in the Colts.
Okay, let's do it. Let's talk about the Colts. The
Colts therapy after what the Cardinals put me through, so I can't.
All right. Well, I'll say this: that the 2 teams that recently have had these touchdowns taken off the board because the players are idiots and they dropped the ball. Both teams came back and covered the spread in their next game.
Ooh.
So I like, even though the Cardinals lost that way, I don't think that's necessarily going to mean that they're going to be flat. So like, why do you like the Colts here? It's -7.
Well, now after that stat, maybe I don't like him so much.
the 2 game sample size. So
yeah.
Big.
Oh, and they're seeking vengeance against another team, the Colts, that did it before. They have experience. So we got.
Oh, that's right. This is the battle of the
battle of the ball droppers.
Battle of the ball droppers.
Yeah.
Dude, that has to be a shirt too. That has to be a shirt.
Yeah, dude. I'll wait until the Cardinals play the Rams again. The 2 battle of the ball droppers.
The Rams?
Wait. Who was? Oh no, it was the Colts. They played
twice.
the Rams.
The
My bad.
Twice. Yeah.
I look like a freaking dumbass sometimes. Yeah, the Colts were playing the Rams. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Damn it! What a freaking
battle of the ball droppers. I love it.
Yeah, battle of the ball droppers. That's what we love here. Yeah, I don't know, but like I feel like the Colts. I can imagine they're probably publicly back. Now I'm kind of talking myself out of it.
Colts are probably back. Let me see. Let's see. Where are they? Why can't I find this game? Yeah. Colts are like 70% of the money's on them. I think everyone is thinking like you are. They're like, I can't back this Cardinals team anymore.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. I mean, then I feel like the Cardinals, like they'll have like a decent performance, like whenever.
I'll say this about Kyler Murray. First of all, we don't know if he's going to play. He's only practiced once. He was limited, so it could be Brissett. Kyler Murray as an underdog is 21-10 against the spread in his career, which is fantastic. He doesn't win these games. He rarely beats good teams, but he tends to have these like crazy BS backdoor covers all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But he might be out or injured, so that kind of it's like a wrench into the equation here. So
Well, I mean, I wonder if we're going to get that news for sure. Probably not before the Cards do.
Maybe there's a small chance, but probably not.
I mean, if it is announced and this line moves to like 9 or something, then yeah, maybe we should take the Colts. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
that's some. Unfortunately, our deadline's 1 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean,
So it is, while it is possible, like like we may not know. So,
right.
but
Right.
I do agree. Like if this line goes to 9.5, which I think that it would, if Brissett starts, then I think the Colts -7 is definitely worth a look.
I definitely think so too.
Okay.
Dude, are we gonna have a card of all favorites this week?
Let's see. Is every definite or maybe a favorite?
I think so.
Yes. I love it. Let's go.
All right, yeah, let's change it up a little bit.
Okay, well, I look. I'll tell you one underdog I do like. I don't love it, but Atlanta +4.5 against Buffalo. Buffalo has not played well, like since week 2. Like they almost lost to the Dolphins. Like okay, they took them easily. Well, they almost lost to the Saints. It's like okay, all right, they didn't take them seriously either. And then they get the Patriots, who win in Buffalo. It's like okay, now there's definitely something wrong here. I think what's wrong is the defense. Obviously, Josh Allen's still great. James Cook, great season so far, except for last week. But the defense can't stop the run at all. Matt Milano being injured is huge. I remember last week's show, you were trying to sell me on the Patriots. I should have listened, but my thought process was like Matt Milano might be back, and with Milano, the Buffalo is a much better defense. Like they're really good against the run with Milano, but if he's out, they suck against the run. Well, Milano played, but he was so bad coming off the injury that he's gonna be out again. So, Atlanta is one of the best running teams in the NFL, I think. But you could argue the Colts are better, but then, and with Lamar Jackson, with the Ravens, obviously with Jackson and Henry, like Falcons are definitely like a top 3 running team. And like with Algier and Bijan, like they should be able to run all over the Bills. But the Bills are going to score, but Atlanta has a good defense. Like they're 9th in defensive EPA. Like this is a team that's no slouch defensively. Like they can get after the quarterback. Their secondary is awesome, and the run defense is really good too. What are they against the run? Hold on, let me see. Which is big against James Cook. Atlanta is I can't find them. I can't find them. Let's see. ATL. They are. Okay, they're in the middle of the pack against the run. I thought they were better against the run. They're average against the run. So, anyways, I like Atlanta +4.5. My concern with Atlanta, and that's why I'm not betting them, is because the Bills are coming off a loss, and like maybe they get their butts into gear. Like maybe this is a great Josh Allen game or something, and he just dominates and they just cover. But as Andy pointed out on Wednesday, the Bills have had two-game losing streaks over the past couple of years. Last year, they got absolutely destroyed at Baltimore on Sunday Night Football, and the next week they lose at Houston. So maybe it'll take 2 losses for them to get in gear, and like maybe next week Milano comes back and is himself or something. But I'm leaning toward Atlanta here. What are your thoughts on this game?
Let's put them on the card.
Really? I mean,
yeah.
Why? You like him that much?
You told me, yeah. I mean,
I told you I'm not even betting them. I just made an argument for them.
No, I like it because I feel like this seems like to most people they'll be like, obvious bounce back spot for the Bills, but I don't know. I don't think so. I like this Atlanta team. I know people are sour on them after that horrible Penix performance against the Panthers, but I mean, I don't know. I still think this is decent, as he mentioned. Obviously Bijan Robinson and Algiers a good back too. I think they could keep this game close. I think this could be like a 24-21 sort of game, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. 27.
But I kind of like. I mean, I guess I don't want to be too biased because I kind of like the idea of having at least one underdog on there. This is crazy. Never have I done 5 favorites, but I shouldn't just do that if I. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
So what do we have with our definites?
Well, we have one game left.
So sorry.
Let's just touch on it. Like obviously we don't like this. Browns Steelers. Steelers are -5.5. Actually, it's 6 now in real life. It's 5.5 in the contest. So, do you have any interest in this at all? I do not. bad
I'd
spot.
lean Steelers. Browns are coming off a tough loss at the end of the game overseas when with no bye. I mean, I like the Steelers at home here, but I'm not. I don't know. Not confident enough in the team yet to do it. Go ahead.
I'll say overseas with no buys like 500. There's nothing here. Yeah, I think that's baked into the line because it's so obvious, you know.
Okay.
Steelers in a bad spot because they play on Thursday night coming up against Cincinnati. So and they're coming off a win too. Like Tomlin off a win is just awful.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, well, sorry, not awful, but not as good as he is coming off a loss. Sorry,
right.
I meant to say that. So, a favorite coming off a win, not good. That's what I meant to say. So, I don't want to bet this game. I don't want to bet Dylan Gabriel. He sucks. But I don't want to lay six.
Look good at times. Sorry.
What'd you say?
The Browns defense has definitely looked good at times this year, you know, but it's like it's. I mean, that's really what I can give to them. But yeah, I don't trust, Dylan. I don't want to back Dylan Gabriel.
Okay. Yeah, me neither.
At all.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's review our card here. These are the definites. I'm gonna post this right now if I can spell definites correctly. Definites are. Let's review the definites first. We have Patriots minus 3.5 against the Saints. Chargers minus 4 at Miami. Chiefs minus 2.5 versus Detroit, and Atlanta plus 4.5 versus Buffalo. Do you want to remove any of those 4 teams?
No, let's keep. I like all those still. Let's keep those.
Okay. All right. Our 4 maybes are maybes. We have the Rams minus 7. Sorry. This is hold on. Is it 7? Is it 7.5? Right? Sorry, 7.5, not 7. Rams minus 7.5. Raiders minus 4 against the Titans. Denver minus 7 at London versus the Jets, and Tampa minus 3 against the 49ers. I think you are not crazy about Denver, so we don't have to have them. So I think it comes down between the Rams, the Raiders, and the Buccaneers. So how would you rank them?
I don't know. I kind of like the Raiders the most, I think.
How would you rank the other 2? Raiders.
Probably Rams and Tampa.
Okay, I would go Rams, Raiders, Tampa. So we can exclude Tampa there, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, Rams.
I think you're right. I think Genti's going to have another big game here.
Yeah. Hold on. Do I have it with 10? Okay, so here's what I think the tiebreaker could be. Is Evan and I don't have the Raiders, but we do have the Rams. So
with the Raiders on there, then.
Yeah. Okay.
Differentiate a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I like him in this spot.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Okay, so this is our card. Our card. We have the Patriots minus 3.5, Chargers minus 4, Chiefs minus 2.5, Falcons plus 4.5, Raiders minus 4.
All right. Fantastic.
Actually, hold on. I think hold on 1 second. I think the Raiders minus 4.5 too. I'll make sure to have the correct lines, because if I post an incorrect line, like what happens is Andy's like, wait, you posted an incorrect line. Are you sure you like this? Like he'll make sure that's how like meticulous he is with this proxy stuff. Which I know it's great. Like he's on top of everything. So if you guys are listening and are interested in entering either it's just Circa Millions or Super Contest, like Andy is like the best proxy like I could ever imagine. Like I've said this before. Like even if like you miss a pick, like what he'll do is he'll email you first if you haven't submitted, and then he'll text you, and then he'll call you. Like he'll reach out to you like multiple ways, and if he still can't get in touch with you, he enters in the 5 biggest underdogs of the week. Like you'll still have a card, like you'll never have a non-card with him. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, he's the best. All right, so that is our card this week. I like it a lot. What are we in the contest? 14-11.
I think that's right. Yeah,
14-11. Yeah. Which really could be like 17-8 if like we had better luck, and if you give back Denver, we were 16-9, which is still fantastic. So hopefully we have a 4-1 week, 5-0 week, And yeah, we're gonna be we're gonna look good if we do. So
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, we're doing just fine. If we can come up with a couple 4-1 weeks here,
yeah,
then maybe we could really emerge. But yeah, we're doing just fine.
yeah, for sure. All right, anything else before we head out?
That's probably it. I'd stay longer, but I'm exhausted and I got a
Yeah,
long drive tomorrow. So, but I
yeah.
appreciate everybody hanging out. It's a great time as always. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching and commenting. Really appreciate it. We'll be back on Tuesday with our full slate schedule. Kenny will be back from his work trip, I assume, and then obviously Andy Wednesday, Evan Thursday, Tom again on Friday. So really looking forward to it. In the meantime, please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video, visit the link in the description for the merch store. Follow Tom on X at Quacky T. For Tom posts picks occasionally, which I
yeah,
would advise you to follow.
hockey's back
NHL,
too. So,
yeah, NHL's back. So yeah,
we'll have some hockey picks here for you guys soon for sure.
yeah, looking forward to those. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great night. Good luck with all your picks. I'll post another video on Saturday night, kind of like a brief video, kind of like recapping the picks, and if we hear any new injury news, I'll post that as well. But yeah, otherwise, I hope you guys have a great night, and I will talk to you on Tuesday.